Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. We had a gorgeous day on what I think of as Midsummer's Day, 21st of June, which was Friday. I was reading some very spirited argument on Twitter, X as we're supposed to call it now, which said in fact that's not Midsummer's Day, it's the longest day in the year in the Northern Hemisphere, but Midsummer's Day is actually the 24th, i.e. tomorrow. Anyway, fairly academic argument. Gorgeous day here in the UK, about the first really nice day we've had for ages. And I thought, oh, this is the start of summer, get my summer clothes out, which is a big performance for me. And it hasn't really happened. Yesterday was miserable. Today is very warm, very humid, but very dull. So I thought I would have a clear out of items that I've used and some that I haven't used up but are ready to go. I am being a lot more proactive about getting rid of makeup in particular that I'm not using, making sure if it's gone off or, you know, it just hasn't worked for me. I'm pretty good if I buy something and I realise quite quickly that I'm not going to use it. I'm much, much worse with things that I do use and even quite enjoy for a long time, and then suddenly I stop using them. But I think everyone's like that. Anyway, how are we doing for empties? I've used a few things over the last few months. Cleansers. I've got two here from a British firm called Pixie Skin Treats. These used to be quite niche and you got them at their store in Covent Garden, but they're pretty much everywhere these days. They're certainly in Boots. And they're reasonably priced. They're not, you know, super cheap, but they're not luxury by any matter of means. And the reason I got these was quite a while ago, I think when we came out of lockdown, I went to a pop-up for Lisa Eldridge and complained about how her foundation just sat on my skin, and I really didn't like it. I was really disappointed with it as a product. And the makeup artist, who was really, really nice, spent ages polishing my skin because he was horrified to learn that although I double cleanse in the evening, I don't use a glycolic acid, or didn't then, or silicic acid cleaner and a cleanser. And he said you should use that in the morning because you're not promoting enough cell renewal. So he did about 4 layers. The foundation still didn't look wonderful, to be honest, but it did look a lot better. And I went straight out to Boots and bought these two, which was all they had that I could see seemed to fit the bill. One was a Glow Mud Cleanser and one was Clarity Cleanser. I tended to use this one more in the morning, and in fact finished this one quicker than the Mud Cleanser, which I've only just finished now. And annoyingly, the tube split, which was, I suppose, cheap tubes. I don't know whether I'd get them again. I might get the Clarity one again. I haven't really got my head around which is a good one to use. I much prefer the kind of oil or balm cleansers that I use to take my makeup off, kind of first go in. These are two little ones. I love Emma Hardy, actually. But I've got here a Drunk Elephant sample size and a Pharmacy Green Clean, which I've had before. I quite like the Pharmacy Green Clean one. These were useful for taking away travelling. I liked both of them, but I prefer Emma Hardy. And then here's another cleansing balm, which was more foamy from Recollection, which again was a freebie gift with purchase, used when I was away. Bioderma. Here's what annoys me. I mean, I've got the big size. This is like the travel size. You cannot get this top off to refill it from your big size. I suppose they know what they're doing, don't they? They want to sell you the overpriced small size. I guess I could prize it off, but then it wouldn't fit back on. So you buy these little ones and then have to throw them away. Really annoying. Not very eco-friendly, a Bioderma. Skin treatments. I used up some Barbara Storm. I had this one in a set, the hyaluronic serum. And this baby one, is that hyaluronic serum as well? Yeah, the hyaluronic serum is really good, but it's really expensive. It definitely feels better than any of the other hyaluronic serums that I've tried, which tend to be a bit sticky, tacky on my skin. This one isn't. It just absorbs beautifully and feels beautiful in the morning. But although it's great, it's not so great that I'm prepared to pay the price, as it were. This is a old favourite. I have got some backups, although I ought to use them quickly because I know sun protection, UV protection, doesn't last forever, even when it's in the dark and sealed. This is Shiseido. They've stopped making this one, which was my favourite sunscreen. It's only SPF 30, so I tended to wear it in winter, autumn and spring, and generally when it's as gloomy as it is today, it's enough, but it's a decent sunscreen and not too kind of chalky white or interfering with your makeup, which some of them do. So I was devastated when they stopped producing it, which they have. I've got loads of little ones here that I get. I never buy Sublimage, La Crème, La Crème, La Crème, La Crème. I have got a makeup remover one of Sublimage. I always choose them as my free gift if I can. You can't always. I like the Hydra Beauty range as well, which in theory is a bit too light for my skin because it's meant to be for the youngsters. Camellia water cream I adore, and so does my 92-year-old mother. Brilliant product. I love these samples when I buy from Chanel. Also from Chanel, finally used up a foundation, one of my least favourite foundations, so it took me ages. This was the Velvet formulation. I don't even know if they do this anymore, which is their kind of not matte, but you know, not glowy. And basically, I like glowy. I don't like matte foundation. My skin's much too dry for that. I've never really liked it, even when my skin was oilier than it is now. Yeah, it was okay. I love these little dinky sizes, again, great for travel and plastic. Whereas Les Beige and the Sublimage foundation, which I have bought and I do love, are both in ridiculously heavy glass bottles, very unsuitable for travelling. I have to say, The Ordinary, I had two of their coverage foundations, high coverage. I've used one of them, the other one nearly used. They're good. They're so cheap. Very highly pigmented. A little goes a long, long way. A little bit runny, but they blend nicely. You know, for the price, you can't really argue. That's not true of all Ordinary products in my estimation. Two under-eye concealers, very, very old. This one, can't even see what it was. It was one of those Maybelline touch-ups that you used to have to get in the States, but I think you can get them now. And this is another, sorry, oldie from Becca. They went west, I think just before the pandemic. I loved this under-eye concealer. It was just right, quite tacky, quite moisturising, so it didn't sit in lines, and was just the right shade to deal with my dark circles. There's loads left, but it's gone off now, I can smell, so that's going. Two other products from Chanel, which haven't finished, but time to say goodbye. Les Beige, number 30, the powder. I think when these were first launched or shortly thereafter, it's lasted me a long, long time. I actually hit pan, but it's very tacky and dry now. So again, although at least I've hit pan, but haven't used it, but time to say goodbye. Maybe I'll keep that brush. Yeah, you never know when that will come in useful. And then the other one I feel quite sad about, I ummed and ahed about getting the oversized stripy powders that are out at the moment. They don't seem to be selling out, which is unusual. I had this one, and you can still see the Chanel written in it. I have used it quite a lot. It was in my handbag. And I thought, no, I can't justify buying one of the big-sized one, although I kind of wanted to. If the colours had been more perfect, I think I would have given in. But I found none of the bronzers looked that good. They were all much orangier than this one, even in the lighter shade. But this, although the powder still works as a powder, there's not enough colour when you dig in. And it's time for this one to go. Sad but true. Love the compacts. Really gorgeous design. I've been struggling with brow products recently. I've just sent away for a Chanel one. My brows need filling in more than they ever used to. I had Legendary Brows from Charlotte Tilbury, which had a nice wand, but it just dried up so quickly. I got hardly any use out of that one. I've got, actually this is the, Simulash Brow Gel, also dried up very quickly. This is a Stilo. That's it. I have got another one. I don't know what I've done with that. Mascara, Illamasqua. This came in a Amy Winehouse kit, and I quite liked this. Ooh, tell it's dried up now. Quite a nice fibrous brush. Worked quite well. Didn't give me pan dries, but I finished it. 2 eye pencils. I used to love this green one, but it's all gone a bit haywire, as has one of my Chanel ones. So they're going. Another expensive product, Revive Anti-Aging Eye Serum. This lasted a long time, so much so the kind of silver on the top's rotted away. I think it was in my travel kit for a long time. I quite liked it. It was nice and light, and I don't like anything too heavy. As an eye product. I often don't use an eye moisturiser, actually, which is why they last so long. But I wouldn't pay the Revive prices for that. A couple of bath products. This came from when Queen Elizabeth died. I did, it was a very popular video, actually, on products with a royal warrant that she may or may not have used. And I discovered D.R. Harris. I think there is a store, I know there is a store in Mayfair, but otherwise you buy online. Quite reasonable. Almond hand wash, very nice, lasted a long time. And I also had the aptly named Windsor body wash, which was very pleasant, quite unisex, nice smell, lasted a long time. Very cheap packaging, but they weren't very expensive products for Royal Warrant. This is kind of my favourite shower gel. I don't have a shower at home. I have a bath. I mean, there's a shower unit over it, but I never use the shower. So it's when I go away. Cheap as chips, Radox. Only this smell, which is grapefruit and ginger. I like this one. Again, cheap as chips. 2 exfoliators, Kiehl's grapefruit and Jo Malone's lime, basil and mandarin. I don't fake tan anymore. I used to years ago and used a lot more of this. But it is good to have a scrub once in a while. You know how much I love aromatherapy associates, their bath oils, which I do use in my bath at home. I've probably gone through more than this recently. They're the ones that I always buy and get the free gifts. I save money on nail polish remover with the cheap boots. I do not save money on Victoria Beckham by Augustina Spada. This is her Cell Rejuvenating Priming Moisturiser. It's a nice product. it's out of stock most of the time on our own site, and I think Net-a-Porter has it. Sometimes you get deals, not exactly a bargain, but you get kind of free gifts with it. Beautiful packaging, a nice product actually. I love her serum as well. I haven't finished the latest bottle of that. Is it my favourite primer? Probably. I still rate, I don't even know if Tom Ford makes it anymore. There was a pore refining primer, which I've still got a bit of. I'm actually taking away with me this week for work. And that's the one that makes my pores go. But second to that, Victoria Beckham. More Aromatherapy Associates Rose Body Cream. I'm not a fan of rose fragrances normally, but that one was given to me and it was very nice. And then Bamford, I like a nighttime pillow mist. Had this one for travel. I use This Works here at home. I've got a big one of that. This is another one that doesn't unscrew to let you fill it up again for travel. Annoying. So there we are, a few empties. And I'm going to have a good clear out of my lipsticks, actually. That's the next thing, because I just have got drawers and drawers, and they're not being used. They must be going off. So that will be the next task. I hope you're all doing well and enjoying a better sunshine than we've got in London, wherever you are. And I shall see you again soon. Bye for now.